It's Extra Zero here, host of Figure Action. If you caught last night's show, you're probably well aware that I've had some issues with my MP44. Heck, if you're on Twitter or on TFW, you probably have seen the issues that I had. So um, I'm on my crappy webcam. I need to get my. Actually, it's not a crappy webcam. It's not too bad. Um, I need to get my tripod out of storage. That's on me. But I got my replacement MP44 today from Amazon Japan. So I have to send one of these guys back. And I'm hopeful, very hopeful, that this one will not have the issues that mine had. So if you saw what I posted on TFW or on my Twitter, again, my Twitter is @TheOriginalZero. I did a whole thread and basically detailed some of the marring that's going on with mine, some of the paint defects. Again, the first things I noticed were at the bottoms of the feet, which are very minor, almost negligible. But then you move up to the shin. Again, I don't know how well it's going to show up. There's paint scuff there. There's a lot of marring on the crotch piece. I've got like a big gash there. Got like a lot of paint goop there. If you pop the ab joint up, you can see there's marring. There we go. Let's focus. There's marring on that shaft, paint rub, opening up the matrix chamber. There's like kind of marred plastic, and I don't know how you'll be able to see that, but there's sloppiness in there. And the button on my voice pack tends to stick. It'll get stuck in there. So just overall, for the cost of this guy, I was not happy. Now, does that mean that I'm going to move on to a third-party option like Transform Element or Magic Square? No. I'm a Masterpiece completionist, and I'm going to keep this guy. I'm going to keep one of these guys in my collection. One's going back so I can get a refund because I can't front two of these guys. Oh, another issue I had. I fixed this. I had matching paint, but one of the lights, the tip of it wasn't painted. It was completely chipped off. Of course, like everybody else, I've had issues with my human figures. We won't get into the details. We'll just say that this Prime just is not up to par with QC. So, let me go over here. I've got my original box here, and we've got the new box from Amazon Japan. I have not ordered anything else from Amazon Japan. I did just pop this open just a little bit, make sure it wasn't here. This actually feels heavier than what I first got from Amazon Japan. It feels like there's some packing material in here. So again, just have one lid open. This is still taped. So we are still doing a technical unboxing. Let me get all Lamar Wilson on you and just go, don't cut towards yourself, kids. It's a bad idea. So first thing that's interesting, I bought this, and this is from Amazon Japan directly. This isn't from a third-party seller. Normally, when you buy from Amazon Japan, it comes in a very flimsy box, and you get your figure shrink wrapped to a pallet. So this actually has packing material. This was still delivered via DHL. So, yeah, everything is looking good. Let's check quality on my box. It doesn't look like customs went through. I got this very fast. I actually ordered this replacement on Monday, and it's Friday today. So it's a quick turnaround time. I hear people who don't have as good a luck with DHL, but DHL for me, they've always had like a, actually, did I order this on? Yeah, I apologize. I ordered this on Tuesday was when I decided I wanted to go and proceed with the replacement. And that's also when they got them back in stock. So yeah, I've always had really good turnaround with DHL, and they always get me my stuff pretty quickly. So go ahead and we'll open this guy up. If you haven't seen an unboxing of this guy yet, I will say the way they have everything arranged in this box, it's impressive. T-Man 978, he did a kind of sort of unboxing on his channel where he opened up all the contents. Go check out his review, and while you're at it, go check out the review of my good buddy Matthew Deluxe Baldwin on Hail Hasbro Reviews. He also did another fine review, definitely worth your time. So everything in here looks good so far, but the real proof is going to be in getting him transformed. Let me go ahead and, I apologize. I don't have the the chat up. So let me see. Let me get that going up in case any of y'all want to talk to me. I see we got some folks watching, and I didn't schedule this. Of course, again, if you're not subscribed to the channel, you won't see this sort of stuff if you don't have the notification bell going. So yeah, make sure you got that going up. See, I've got TF fan page. I've got Parts Former NT in here. So, okay, Noble Young. And appreciate all the people watching me do this on a Friday afternoon. We get that chat popped out. And let me get my face back up here. Oh, man, I've got the whole crew in here but Dave. I guess they're eagerly anticipating to see if there's anything wrong with this figure. So again, you can't see. Let me pan my camera down just a little ways. Let me get my keyboard out of the way as well. And we'll start unboxing this guy. Now, one of the things I do appreciate that they did for this release is they did some double tape. I've seen a few other Masterpiece releases do that. It does really keep everything secure. Actually, there's triple tape on the long sides here. Good night. All right. So I've got most of the tape peeled off here. We'll get to the human figures in a bit. This is the guy I'm most concerned with. So first thing first, I got a nice crispy Autobot symbol on there. I've seen reports, folks, where theirs have been chipped. Fortunately, with this dude, everything was nice and crisp as far as his Autobot symbol. So yeah, you know what? I don't know if anybody's done this yet, but a comparison of bot and truck mode. Let me pan down just a taste. Maybe I'm the first to do this, to have two of them you can actually compare. It's kind of funny to think that right now I'm holding essentially like $900 worth of Transformer. I mean, this essentially could buy you the entire Siege line and then some. It's kind of funny, really funny to think about. I mean, I'm still not a fan of the price of this figure. So there, we'll compare the trailers. I had no issue with my trailer, the quality of that. So, but we'll compare it. We'll see if maybe I notice anything. So the main event. Let's see here. I've watched enough transformation videos of this guy. So let's see if I can remember. I've transformed my own a few times now. So first thing first. And also, again, shout out to T-Man. He posted today his own how-to video that goes over how to transform Prime to bot mode from truck mode and from bot mode to truck mode. So make sure you check him out. And yeah, Joe, I have to do a transformation because in order to find out whether this figure is better than the first one I received, we gotta do a transformation here. Now, I won't do a step-by-step. What I'm going to do is just kind of hang out with y'all in the chat as I get this guy transformed and see if I remember all the steps. It's funny, like when you're on camera and you kind of got the, you're on the spot, it certainly changes things a little bit. So let's see here. I do that. Get that part out. Now, when I first did this transformation, it was nightmarish, is what I said. But the one thing I'll really give it credit for is that when you're doing the legs, at least going from from truck to bot, doing the legs, everything really only has one place it can go. So, there's a lot of stuff you need to do, and a lot of the stuff feels really fragile, but it's one of those things where you just really don't, your concern really doesn't need to be where things are going because there's really only one place for it to go, if that makes any sense. I'll use my trusty spudger handy, not hander. If anybody ever wants spudgers, they're actually sold as a laptop tool. I get mine off of Amazon proper. You can get like 30 of them for $10. Let's see here. This piece. So far, I'm not seeing any stress marks, and I'm not seeing any paint defects on my legs here. So far, so good. One of the things I've been contemplating too is that I can at least, hopefully, if I needed to, Frankenstein together a nice prime. Hopefully it doesn't come to that, but it's the beauty of having two and sending one back. So let's see. TF page 101. My autism and diabetes gave me heartburn. How does... So Todd, yeah, I still have the first one. It's right here. So, it's getting sent back to Amazon. I got to go to the DHL facility tomorrow to make that happen. So, what happened to the first one? As far as why I have two, it's if you go back and rewatch this, or I'll show out last night's podcast. I went into detail over the issues that I had with my MP44. To quote T-Man in the chat, it was crappy. That's basically it. Mine has a lot of paint defects, marred plastic, and I don't really think it's reflective of a $450 MSRP figure. So let's see. There we go. Got that done. This part on the legs, just tripping me up a little bit. Maybe I should separate. Yeah, I need to separate the legs. And we'll separate this part in here. I'm probably getting ahead of myself on this transformation. The legs are honestly the hardest part of this thing. Once you get to the upper body, I mean, when I got to the upper body, I barely needed the instructions. It was that matrix chamber was really the only thing that tripped me up. Let's see. And another thing too that's nice is there's lines on these legs, and it helps you figure out where everything needs to go. I did appreciate that. I guess the scariest part of the transformation is this hinge here. Hearing Joe talk last night about having stress marks on his, I guess that freaked the hell out of me. Fortunately, I didn't have anything like that on mine. There we go. One leg basically almost done. And we'll get this gas cap, the faux gas cap, in place. T, I gotta say, you must have transformed yours like 80 times. I've transformed mine a few, and it's easier for me, but it's still. I'm gonna chalk a lot of it up to being on camera. I'm like, it's gonna be one of those things where I don't go back and rewatch myself. Let me get the camera up a little bit so you're not like looking at me like fumble. So this part here, there we go. And honestly, it's funny already. The tolerances on this figure feel a lot better than my first. I had a lot of pieces on my first one that just they did not want to move right, and I just the whole time. And again, maybe you could chalk it up to jitters, but I just there were things on there that just weren't moving smoothly at all. So look at this here. Get that all put together. We got a leg coming along. And I know there's a double hinge here. Get that gas cap in there. And we'll lock all that into place. All right, so I have a leg almost done. I know T's watching this, like probably like, no, you gotta, you're doing it wrong. But this is about fun and discovery. figuring out whether this prime is good or not. Trying to be a little meticulous in this still. Okay. That in there. He'll piece up and over. And open that up. He says, as Ben's Collectibles likes to say, he says, I need like the Jobby. And I know some of the friends of the show are not fans of Jobby, but I love Jobby the Home. I love watching that dude. And I need his like transformation music right now. I missed a step here. I did. This piece has to rotate first. No harm, no foul. Okay, I thought I had a defect, but it was just like a fingerprint. So I know my buddy Kevin Womack, he does not like Jobby. Never understood that. Kev, one day we'll have to tell me why you hate Jobby so much. What did Jobby ever bring in? We'll bring in Cleveland. What did Jobby ever do to you? Why do you have so much hate in your heart, Kevin? That's wrong. That's nasty. Oh, I just had an aneurysm. All right. I've almost got one leg done. Hopefully, now that I've got that one leg done, I'll breeze through the next one. I'm missing something in here. I just really need to make sure everything's pegged in. And this part kind of trips me up a little bit, where you just have to get all of this stuff into the leg. It's not like it's frightening. It's not a scary step. It's just you have to have everything lined up just right to do it. There we go. And then you can lock it all in. I will say there's many panels as there are that have to come together. When you get it, it stays. It stays really well. All right. We have a leg. We have we have like the derpiest Gur truck right now. All right. We got Joe in the chat talking about Harry and the Hendersons. Now that's a movie I haven't seen in forever. I think that's a B-side we should have, is for movies that we all forgot about. TF fan page. I really enjoyed Jobby when we started making more comedic reviews. Yeah, I think Jobby's pretty successful with his comedic stuff, and again, I can see somebody not liking him based on that, because he's not a regular reviewer in the sense that he doesn't really get his stuff out in a timely fashion, and I kind of appreciate that, unless he's like super passionate about it. But I kind of think that he has his own place, and then you have people who do get the reviews out when the figure is released, and to help you make an educated purchase. And I think there's in the toy review space, there's all different flavors, and you can find a regular reviewer who will do that for you. Now this one I'm struggling with a little bit. There we go. Got it. I get that. Hinge out of here. This leg going much better than the first. At least that's also, I had the refresher to know what the the hell I'm doing. There we go. One more step. Get that guy there. Get that there. I mean, honestly, to be honest, this isn't that nightmarish of a transformation. Once you do it a few times, it gets actually a lot less finicky than MP36. Because, again, as I was saying earlier, everything just kind of has a place for it to go. I mean, there's no mystery as to where things go. It can only really go one way, and really the only challenge you have is knowing what's supposed to move. And after a couple transformations, that's not a problem. I guess also too, once you know what moves, if you have a fresh one out of the box like I do right now, the tolerances aren't really scary because you know what to expect and where to grab things, so to speak. I need my spudger here. I think a piece just kind of went in out of order. I wouldn't say Dave is the king of bad jokes. I'd say he's more like the Archduke. It's like the Franz Ferdinand of bad jokes. There we go. Just didn't have a piece pushed in all the way. All right. Well, he has legs, and let me look there. All right. So let me get that piece pegged in. So far, his legs are paint-wise flawless. Now let's see if he has ratchets. All right. His right leg has ratchets. His left leg has ratchets. Okay, so I've got pristine legs, pristine feet. So I have no paint defects on my legs or my feet. No issues with chrome. So at least the lower half of this prime is perfect. All right, I'm feeling good, but not too good. So I don't want to get ahead of myself. Don't want to jinx it here. So we'll get his arms out and forward. And I don't know about you guys. I like to save all the packaging stuff that comes with my masterpieces. So I'll even save like these films. I mostly was doing it up to the point, before like where I moved. Because I was like, yeah, you know what? There's going to come a day where I'm going to need to repack everything. And I'm going to need to put it all in back in its boxes. And, that'll be how I transport my figures for when I move. And that shit did not happen. I came to terms that I had far too much shit. And I ended up just taking Sterilite bins and basically wrapping each figure in like microfiber or a t-shirt. I just did not repack it. And then, I would put the accessories in baggies and wrap those in microfiber as well. It's far easier than actually putting everything back in individual packaging. So just my advice for anybody out there who is thinking about moving, buying a house, and has a large collection. Sterilite bins are your friend. All right, so his arms are looking good. Let's check his hands. I had a paint defect on one of my hands. He's got like a slight chip on the one fist, but it's not really noticeable. It's like on the joint. Actually, let me check. Yeah, it's the exact same. I don't think I think that's actually a sprue mark. So it's barely noticeable. Not really egregious. Sprue mark there. Yeah. And there. So yeah, there's sprue marks on this guy. I don't agree with the sprue marks. I think that I don't think that a figure that is this price should have so many. I remember when Ultra Magnus came out, people were upset about the sprue marks on him. He was a lot less, and I didn't really care about the sprue marks on him so much. I don't know. What do you guys think in the chat about sprue marks? They something that bugs the crap out of you. I know when I build models, I go out of my way. Really go out of my way to grind down the sprue marks. There's Kevin. Kevin, we were talking about you. We're talking about your hatred for Jobby. I was talking, saying that I need his transformation music to just go in the background this whole time. So, all right. So things are looking good thus far. I'm just trying to get now. The first time I transformed this guy, my original one, this was a problem point. Like, you got to just yank this whole thing out of here. I'm trying to be careful in doing it. I'm gonna say get the windows out of the way first, so I can start rotating those. Cheese and crackers. This is it's not probably the whitest thing I've ever said. My coworker Tim says that, and I unfortunately picked it up from him. Tim's like the whitest white dude name I think I've come to discover. Let's see here. Kev says, his Jobby's humor is not for everyone. I like True Starscreamer much better. You're going to inflate Dave's ego, is what you're going to do. Uh-oh, piece fell off. So, that's my first QC issue thus far. This looks like it just pegs back on. So, whew. I was thinking I was going to have to start doing some surgery. Let's see here. Again, I'm just trying to be super duper careful with that piece and getting it out of here. Get these pieces up. And again, another thing that's difficult too is you first transform, he's got this wrap around his head, which is good. I think it's great that they did that. I kind of wish that they just packaged his head separately so you could pop it on. This matrix chamber is a little, there's a little bit of sloppiness in there. Again, I apologize for the quality of my webcam, but there's I see some red peeking through the gunmetal. So far that's what I've got as far as bad QC. So far, we'll see. I can't quite see the waist yet. We're getting there. Undo that blue clip at the crotch. And this waist looks a lot better. A lot better. I don't see any marred up plastic. We'll get the side skirts down. We'll go ahead and transform his butt all the way. All right. And he still has the marring there. I think that's something that all of them have. See, if you type Alexa do this, Alexa do that, it doesn't do anything in this household because my Amazon Echoes are not called Alexa. For if you know me on a personal level, you know why they're not called Alexa. So it's not allowed in this household. Full disclosure, my girlfriend's name is Alexa, and she cannot stand the fact, she won't live anywhere where the devices share the same name. And I would think it would be funny because I love a joke. If the Echo was going off all the time because of our regular conversations, I think that'd be pretty damn funny. All right. So yeah, Joe Crab, we do have a clean cockpit. This is another tricky part. T, you made this look really easy on your review. Oh God. So okay, on my first one, this was difficult. It did not come up at all. But on this figure, again, the tolerances seem a lot better. A lot better. Okay, and on my gray, okay, so on my sides there is no scuffing whatsoever. So the pieces that are on the outer part of his like I guess his rib cage, there is no scuffing whatsoever. So again, we're looking really good on this one, folks. Okay, we'll get the matrix chamber out of here. Put that piece back. And we'll get the yeah, T, in your review, you made that look really easy, rotating the windows around. Again, I guess also I probably should finish the backpack. That would help a lot, wouldn't it? Get the arms out of the way. See, this is why I don't do reviews for in my free time. I'm just, I'm not the best. I do enjoy transforming my figures. There's some that I just, I'm like, nope, don't want to do that. And I own those figures because I'm a completionist of the Masterpiece line. Like MP36, I really don't enjoy transforming that. In fact, I bought the Infinite Transformation one just because I wanted one to mess around with, that I didn't have to worry about paint chipping. Okay, we'll get these pieces in here, and we'll get this waist all together. There we go. I guess I got to get the sides out of there first so I can get the windows rotated, don't I? I sure do. So that was on me. That was my bad. Get the sides back in there. Easy, easy fix. And I don't have any stress marks anywhere that I can see in the upper body. So again, this is looking good so far. Get this piece out back. Head up. All right, I'm doing something wrong here because the head's sitting kind of low. We'll get the chest closed up. Get this backpack formed. Oh, I see exactly what I did. Just gonna get all this pushed down. There we go. I just didn't want to force it, but I kind of had to get it to do it. And that's one thing too. It's like, you have a figure that this price, you want it to, at least for me, I'm a little hesitant to force anything into place. I'm more than a little hesitant. I'm a lot hesitant to do it. So, all right. And how does this backpack go? That does go up. So like even right here, this strut, it has to go up. And here's probably the first area where I'm like a little hesitant to force a piece. There it goes. Yeah, that's got to go up, and it just does not want to do it. Let's see if I can get it. There we go. Yeah, I just had to move it at the joint. Again, after you do it once, you kind of break the seal and you can get it to go. All right, let's get his chest back open. Get his head into position. There we go. All right. As T likes to say, there you go with that. Just try to get this abdominal section locked in. Little tricky. Yeah, it would also help if I lowered that skirt. All right. So the verdict here, tolerances are much better. I'm just going over it right now, and I don't see any paint defects on this one. So no antenna issues, no face issues. It's looking pretty good. Pretty good. So there's the new one, and there's the old one. And actually, we'll do a stability test. Actually, the legs on this one are, make sure, let me just get these legs straight. These legs are, at least at the hip, oh, that leg's a little wobbly. New one's a little bit sturdier. All right. So next up, let's check out my human figures. So I've got the original human figures and Roller. Now Roller I had no issues with. If you fucked up Roller, then yeah, that would be really bad. So I don't know if this is maybe a second batch, because it wasn't in the first shipment with Amazon. This was a restock. Granted, the restock came a few days later, but with the Spike, if you move his legs, they come off. My Carly, she's a little bit better. Her legs move fine. They don't come off. Her arms, oh, yep, there. Arm in the carpet. I'll figure that out. But Sparkplug, I think Sparkplug's universally good for most people, but mine, I don't know if he's going to do it now. He came apart at the torso, and I was trying to manipulate him. But Spike and Carly love being amputees. We're going to go down here, and we're going to grab the new ones. Actually, you know what? I'm going to use my spudger to pop them out of the box. So first, I'll take a look at Spike. Can he move his legs? Holy crap, he can actually do a kick without his leg popping off. Yeah, the one leg, okay, so his left leg popped off. So it looks like that's just kind of indicative. It stays on. It actually stays on better. If I hold it at the hip, I can actually manipulate it without it popping off. His arms, can we do a full 360? Yep, we can do a full 360 on his left arm. Do a full 360 on his right arm. And his head does stay on just fine. Yeah, this one. Paint also looks better. My original Spike, he's got a whole bunch of yellow paint on his hair. So Spike is good. Let's check out Carly. Yeah, I'm gonna use my spudger to get her out of the box down here. I don't have a lot of desk space, so I apologize. You guys can't see it. I need to get my desk cleaned up. I can have the desk space. Okay, so Carly can sit just fine. Bends at the knees just fine. Does this Carly's head actually move? No, her head doesn't move. At least on mine. It looks like it's also fused. Oh, nope. Got it. So her head does indeed move. And let's see if her arms will do a 360. Nope. Her arm stays on a little bit better, but once you get it up to her hair, it just kind of like it's like a fart in the wind. All right, so this Carly is faring better. Paint on her is good. And last but certainly not least, we'll look at Sparkplug. I like having Spark. I always like Sparkplug on the cartoon. I like, he's just a nice, fun-loving, gruff character, and always. I guess I don't know what happened after the movie. Did he die? You never found out. Now this one, he has a paint defect on his leg. He's actually got, weirdly, he's got yellow paint inside that joint, but it's not. Let me see if the other one has it. The other one doesn't have it. So can we Frankenstein that? Nope. Yeah, he probably did. Yeah, now my first spark plug's falling apart. I was just gonna see if I could pop that leg off and give him a leg transplant and see how that works. Full disclosure, yeah, I'm Frankensteining the best parts of the new set because if you have a defective figure, why wouldn't you? So now my spark plug has no paint defects. We'll check out the Matrix, and the Matrix looks pristine. That'll go in the new one. And you know what? While we're at it, let's go back to this guy, and we'll make sure that the electronics are good. So actually, first we'll take the old guy, and let's take out his batteries. I do like, yeah. T, when you review a figure like this, and you're worried about him saying stuff, you can always just flick the power switch, so you know. I like how easy it is to get to the batteries here. I wish that they had forgone having a screw in there. I don't know why they couldn't have just made a little compartment that slides out. I think that would have made it better, but that's a minor nitpick. We'll say I'm happy right now. I'm actually really happy having a Prime that's in good shape. I feel much more satisfied with this new one. So it's a good day in that regard. So T just likes him saying, "I'm Optimus Prime" over and over and over. I get it. I feel you. It was like when Revenge of the Fallen Prime came out. I really liked the talking feature, even though he only said the one thing. I must have done it a million times. And I wonder if it's the same voice clip. I've heard somebody say that it doesn't sound like old clips from the cartoon, that they think it's like stock Peter Cullen stuff. And I wouldn't be shocked. Like Peter Cullen is a smoker. And so like his voice has definitely changed since the original series. I'm sorry if Peter Cullen smoking cigarettes, that knowing that has ruined your childhood. But it's the truth. All right. Screw out. It's a pretty long screw, so to speak. All right. So I'm getting the batteries in here. I do appreciate how easy it is to get these batteries in. I appreciate the on and off switch. I think those are really good design choices. So, all right. Now to get this assembly back on. And it's funny, right from this, I think I'm actually around in a half an hour doing a Talk Transformers Live with my good buddy Deluxe Baldwin. So be sure to pop onto his channel if you want to see more of me today. And of course, if you didn't catch last night's figure action, highly recommend giving that a watch today or this weekend or whenever you get a chance. Great group of dudes, myself, T-Man978, good friends Partsformer, Joe Crab, and True Starscreamer. We talked all about this guy last night and whether or not we think he is worth it. So great panel discussion. I think I'll probably have some updated thoughts now that I don't have a bunk one anymore. So, all right, let's flip him on, do the electronics work. Now, this button feels a lot better. So on mine, the button would stick. There was like extra paint or something. So let's make sure he says what I want him to say. Which, I think it's one more. There we go. And Kevin, yeah, I'll tell Baldwin that he killed the photo shoot with MP44. I know he's been doing pretty good in his photo game. So anybody that isn't already, make sure you check out. I think he's Hale Hasbro Reviews on Instagram. His photography has really improved in the past year, and he's been putting out some great shots. All right, so Prime's good, 100%. I got to get him cleaned up in a little bit. I find Carly's arm. So I got to send that back to Japan. Let's see, we got the old box here, and I guess we'll just look at the trailers real quick. So this trailer, I didn't see any issues with it whatsoever on the inside. On the outside, the trailer was actually pristine. Let's just make sure that the new jetpack looks good. I got a little bit of paint goop right there. So let's compare it to my original jetpack. I think the original jetpack wins out. Although, nah. These different colors. Oh, wow. These are slightly different colors. I wonder if the Prime is like this has a deeper coat of red than this. Like this looks like it has one coat, and this looks like it has two coats. I'm not, and again, probably can't see it over my webcam. Probably the blue glow of the monitor and the blue glow of the light on my webcam. But wow. Yeah, the original one looks like it has a little bit less paint. That's shocking. Let me see if it's the same for the Starscream piece. Believe it or not, yeah, that's the original Starscream piece is a little bit duller. Huh. That's something. The Starscream head looks. That's the old one. Let's check the gun. Make sure there's nothing wrong with the gun, other than the fact that I still don't like the fact that the screw holes are where they are. Yeah, the gun looks perfect. Let's just check out this trailer, make sure everything looks good. I don't see any paint defects on the bottom. The spare tire looks good. I got a scratch right there. Yeah, there's a scratch right there. So maybe I'll keep the original trailer here. Autobot symbol looks pretty crisp. Let's check out the inside. And the inside looks fine. Just set this back here. Let me just check this original trailer out, because I don't recall the original trailer having any scuffs or scratches. I know this is like entertainment at its finest. Man looks for meticulous details on toy. Actually, I think that the new trailer is a little bit cleaner. It's got, when I say a scratch, it's like a very hairline thing. It's negligible, I think. A couple bubbles in it. I'll mull it over and figure out which one is the better of the two. Actually, this one's got some. They're about equal. I mean, they're both not bad. I don't think that they're either of them are really indicative of a $450 figure, but they're negligible. All right, so we're almost at the 50-minute mark. So yeah, I think I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that the new one is good. The new one is fine. I've now got a what I would consider to be a perfect robot. The minor little things here and there, sprue marks and all, but as far as any major defects or noticeable defects, I think this one is, head and shoulders above the first one I got. So yeah, I'll say I'm pretty happy right now with rolling the dice on this and getting myself another one. Definitely glad I did. And the sky is going to feel a lot better on my display shelf. So thanks, everybody, for popping into the chat. Again, make sure that you get the notification bell if you haven't already, so you can see when we go live with stuff like this. I want to do more of it more often, do some more unboxings. I've got the Fans Toys version of Breakdown coming in pretty soon, as well as the MP10G, so the Ghostbusters Optimus. So I'll probably do an unboxing of that Ghostbusters Optimus and maybe a little bit of a comparison when I get Breakdown in with the X-Transbots one. The X-Transbots one's going to be my combined one, and then the Fans Toys are going to be my shelf robots. So had some fun doing this. Had a lot of fun talking with you all and going through this. And looking forward to doing more of them soon. Make sure you tune into Figure Action every Thursday night at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. If you like what we're doing, make sure you slam that like button. Kill bosses, slam that like button if you really are enthusiastic. And make sure you also subscribe to T-Man978 Chill Reviews. Check out his MP444 content. And also make sure you check out Hale Hasbro Reviews, where I'll be appearing live this afternoon talking about some Transformers video games. So anyway, I've been Extra Zero. You've been awesome. And I'll see you again real soon.